to the banks of the River Tyne. Take me home to the place that I call mine. It's a place I love best, 'cause it's better than the rest. Take me home to the banks of the River Tyne. There's lights that burn so brightly, in the northeast sky they shine. From the place that Geordies worship, where legends wear number 9. You can travel right round the world, even meet the Pope in Rome. But nothing beats the feeling of when you come back here to home. No matter how life changes, we'll never be far apart. The northeast always home, and it's always in your heart. Take me home to the banks of the River Tyne. Take me home to the place that I call mine.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to It's All Black and White TV, and a very happy It's All Black and White TV. But before we get into that, everybody, I've got to bring some breaking news, and it doesn't concern our club, but it concerns somebody who used to be one of the big six and is now part of the big 11, and that is Chelsea. They have decided that they can no longer keep Graham Potter. So Graham Potter has been sacked. Yes. So, this long, big contract he's got a nice payoff. And yes, Graham Potter has left the building. And so Chelsea are on the lookout for a new manager.
I think Harry Potter would have done a better job.
Yeah, because Graham Potter's no wizard. But yeah, so Potter has gone. So today we have seen the departure of two managers. So the departure lounge in the Premier League has been very busy today. Leicester City and Chelsea have both got rid of their managers. Although for Leicester it was mutual consent. I think that's just a posh way of saying he's been sacked. So yeah, that's all in all there. Before we get into the show though, everybody, if you like what you see, then please smash the likes. It really does help the channel. So just smash those likes. It only takes 1 second to hit that thumbs up. So please do so. And if you're brand new to the channel, then please hit the subscribe button. It's free to do so. That helps the channel grow. And also that bell notification will tell you when I'm live, have a pre-record, or any upcoming shows indeed. So tonight I'm joined by the voice of reason, who is Roly, by the way. Pete will be joining us. He's just running a little late at the moment as he's on a bus on his way home. But Roly, how are you?
Oh, I'm grand. I'm
good.
It's just, yeah. It's always good to beat Man United. It's always good to beat them. Yeah. And we've not just beat them, we battered them.
Yes, we did.
The scoreline flattered them. We could have been 3-0 at half time. Oh, it's just brilliant. Brilliant.
Well, we will get into that. I'm just going to run through some comments because quite a few have come in. Mason's in. He says, what a win over the Manx. Absolutely, Mason. Buzzing, mate. Buzzing. Mighty Max says, I'm sad to see Potter gone. You're sad to see him go? I suppose in some ways, yeah, because we got to play them last game of the season. But, it depends who they've got in charge by then. I was just watching a little bit of the women's football and the commentator just said Emma Hayes will be sad at Potter's departure because she worked very closely with Potter. So not to worry. Mason says, strange to see two ex-Swansea managers sacked in the same day. It is, isn't it? It's just absolutely weird, Mason. And it is. It's just absolutely mind-boggling. Luke, good evening to you. He says, brilliant from start to finish on the lads' day. Could have been more than two. Yes, it could have been. Absolutely. We're going to get into that as soon as I've gone through these comments. Bia says, get in. We outworked them in every position. Absolutely, Bia. You're absolutely spot on. Ian, good evening, Tony. Great result today and well deserved. Absolutely, Ian. Brilliant result. And he says, evening to you, Roly.
Evening, Ian.
Andrew's in the house. He says, "All right, lads. Well, that was shite, wasn't it?" Potter didn't work his magic at Chelsea, did he? He didn't, did he? No. So yeah. Gordon, are you putting the link in? I may do shortly, mate, but I'm just going through the match at the moment. So bear with. Billy, hi Billy, hope you're well, mate. He says Brian Potter would have done a better job. Andrew says Potter will get a big payoff and will make a few Quidditch. See what I did there? Yes, we saw what you did there, Andrew. Yes, he can go flying around Newcastle now, can't he? On his broom. Pablo and UFC Gaming. Good evening to you, Pablo. He says, all I can say is what a game, what a team, and what a result. Long journey back to London for the Man United fans. Yeah, absolutely. Mason says, you should get our dear friend Mr. Sinclair on to see his tears. Oh, Mason, absolutely brilliant, mate. Quality. Billy says, they were fortunate to get nil.
Yes, they were.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Mighty Max says, I sad to see Potter gone because the results were great. Andrew says, Anthony has that face you want to punch. Well, yeah.
Oh, God, it's a disgrace.
Can't stand him.
He says, little rat.
Yeah. Danji says, departure lounge for Slack managers this season has been very busy. Gerrard, Lampard, Hasenhüttl, March, Conte, Rodgers, Potter, Tuchel, Vieira, but we love Whitey Howe. Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, and he's not going anywhere, by the way, so don't worry about that. Mick, good evening to you. He says, I bet they wish they had time wasted. Yeah, I bet they did. And Tanji says, add Scott Parker to that list because he was sacked as well by Bruce, wasn't he? Yes, he was, absolutely.
And then there's the guy who took over from Hasenhüttl at Southampton.
Nathan Jones.
Yeah, he lasted about, was it 6 weeks or something like that? Something ridiculous.
Yeah, he lasted after the World Cup because obviously the World Cup break came, didn't it? But yeah, he lasted about 13 weeks in total.
Yeah. I'm just thinking that Chelsea might have sacked Potter now so they can get the guy that Bayern Munich had just sacked.
Yeah.
And because Spurs are waiting till the summer.
Nagelsmann.
Yeah, I think they might try and nick him.
Yeah. So, Tony and Roly, who was your man of the match? Again, we will get into that later in the show.
That's a very good question, that, because there are a lot of good performances today.
Well, you've got time to rack your brains on that one. Tanji, Nathan Jones. Oh, yes, I forgot him. Andrew says, Nathan Jones, he was gone before long. He's put that into a song. Because there's a song, isn't it? Nathan Jones.
I don't know that one.
Have you not heard that song?
No, I'm not big into me music, so
I think
I miss music gags.
I think Nathan Jones was sung by Bananarama, so there you go. That's going back to the 80s. And just as I said it, look, yes, Bananarama, says Andrew. There we go, Bananarama. So, yeah. Absolutely quality. See, it's great to see because as soon as you say something, they get into it, the viewers, and yeah, absolutely. And Billy says, Ten Hag is a piss poor manager. He took Anthony off when their most dangerous player and the back three nonsense, taking both centre back off. Just clueless. They've been shite all season. Do you know what it is, Billy? I really didn't understand that when I saw Varane coming off. And then I saw Martinez come off and I thought, hang on, what the hell's he doing? He's bringing on an attacking player in Pellistieri and he's bringing on Lindelof. So you're only bringing one centre-half on. What's all that about? And, it's just, it is absolutely quality, isn't it? But yeah, brilliant. But yeah, well, you could see the frustration on Martinez because he actually punched the seat, didn't he, when he come off? So he wasn't happy. Yeah, strange one, that, Billy. Very strange, but we will get into him as well. Tanji says, Wolves manager got sacked too. Forgot his name. Bruno Lager. That's the one. Not the manager, the current manager there, no. Bruno Lager. He was the one who got sacked. Pablo says, the ink has not had time to dry on his signature before Jones was sacked. So that manager. Yeah, absolutely. Andrew says, how funny it would be if they sacked him now, though. Yeah. Billy says, Nathan Jones, originally the Supremes post Diana Ross, 1971. Before my time, Billy, that was a year before my time, mate. Sorry, so I wouldn't know that one, but I know it was been on around. I must have covered it then. Blakey says, Eric Ten Hag is at the wheel. Yeah, the wheels have fell off. Andrew says, before my time, that version, though, Billy. Exactly, before my time as well.
Yeah, man.
Billy says it's much better. Well, I'll tell you what, Billy, if it's much better, mate, I'm going to have I'll have a listen to it later on, and I'll, yeah. Gordon says, Champions League, here we come. Yeah.
Looking like it.
It's looking like it.
Still a lot of football to be played, but it's looking like
it. Tanji says, Goofy Fernandez trying to get a penalty. It was embarrassing, really was. It was, wasn't it? Absolutely
it's an embarrassment anyway. It really is.
Yeah. Mighty Mag says, 3 matches in a week. That must be a record. It's got to be, hasn't it? My birthday clue is in my screen name, says Andrew. All right, okay. What, you're born 1971, Andrew, are you? So you're older than me. Mason says... Mason says the shithousery in the Lees' end to the Man U fans were just class, and they had Chesley Street red flags in their end as well. Oh, God, Jesus. I mean, when I looked up full time on the TV, that away end was nearly empty. So obviously they must have started failing out 10 minutes before the end. Billy says it might have been in the charts as you popped out, Andrew. It must have been. Well, one thing I do want to do, I'm going to put on screen first of all before I get into the match. I just want to say, there he goes. There's Eric Ten Hag. And you know what? You ain't so fucking smug now, mate, are you? No, you are not so smug. So that smell was well and truly wiped off your face. And he's got a face like a smacked arse. So take that with you, you baldy twat. That's it for Eric Ten Hag.
There's nothing wrong with being bald.
Sorry, I had to put that in, guys. If I was wrong to say that, then please forgive me. But I'm sorry, he's just wound me up to the hill, Eric Ten Hag, because the way he was going on about the time wasting, absolutely ridiculous. And I thought Jacob Murphy was quality when he come off the pitch doing that.
He was talking about time wasting, and literally from the first minute, De Gea was taking an age to do anything. And then the referee in the second half has a word with Nick Pope, who's hardly touched the ball all afternoon about time wasting. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Sanji says, well, Bruno, best player on the pitch today.
He had a great
there was lots of them. Trust Billy, says Andrew. Yeah. Lewis says, because they have to head back to London. Yeah. Tanji says, ESM had a really good game. I'll give him credit where credit's due. Absolutely.
Yeah, I thought he was superb today.
How did they beat us in that final, says Mag. Do you know what, Mag? If we'd played like that in that final, we would have smashed them. Mason says, where's a photo of John's tears? I don't know, Mason. I haven't seen one. Blakey says the next 3 away games will decide it, in my opinion. If we come through with 2 wins, I think top 4's ours. I think if we go to West Ham and win there on Wednesday, go and beat Brentford on Saturday, we are well within a shout. So we'll be on 56 points. Luke says the main games didn't work. Old boy, thanks for the 3 points. Absolutely. Billy says, Eric Ten Hag can go back to making meth in his camper van. Liam Brown, he says, Willock was man of the match for me. Stood out for Joe Linton. No problem at all. Absolutely. Yeah, there was a lot of them, Liam. A lot of players who could be chosen for man of the match. It's a really hard one. That is why we're going to sort that out by the end of the show, and we'll decide. I'll decide who I've got for man of the match. Roly will have his man of the match, and then when Pete comes on, I'm sure he'll have one. Andrew says, just bad timing. Mag debates, we were a bit goal shy then, but since he sat getting his start, we are class. Absolutely, we are. Yeah. There's only one Bruno. Yeah. Blakey says, Eric Ten Hag is an absolute bellend, can't stand him. Yeah. BS says, time wasting, we could have played till midnight and they couldn't get back into the game. Are you putting the link on me for a fan's reaction? I mean, Mighty Mac says, Tony, I'd love it if us and Spurs got top 4, 2 fingers up to Man United. Yeah, it would be, wouldn't it? It would be funny. Absolutely. Paul says, evening, great win. Definitely don't want McTominay. No, definitely not. I don't want to make that. I've always said I don't want McTominay.
He was anonymous today, but then it's the whole Man United in general were anonymous. The only thing I say, McTominay, he's not my first choice, but if Eddie wants him, I'm sure he can do a job on him. At the moment, he's a very poor man, Sean Longstaff. Maybe once Eddie gets hold of him, he'll become another Sean Longstaff, who I thought had an excellent game today.
Yeah, absolutely. Andrew says, Eric 5 slag can't play mind games because his head's empty. Paul says, the legs and Willock and Longstaff wins us most of our games. Yep, definitely do.
Yeah.
Tanji says, Man United won't find Brentford easy on Wednesday either. No, they definitely won't.
Brentford are a very good side.
Yeah. Ian's, good evening to you, Ian. He says, all players 10 out of 10 for me. Yeah. Mason says, McTominay is dog shit. Yes, he is.
I wouldn't go that
and Lewis says, the Man United manager was trying to get our players booked by his reaction, waving his imaginary yellow card. Yeah, exactly. His imaginary yellow card. He's just an absolute prick. And Liam says, Longstaff is brilliant. Too easy to be the scapegoat when we don't play so well. Yeah, I've got to agree there with you, Liam. Mighty Max says, Manu got heavy fixtures. This must go and affect them. Yeah, they've got to play Brentford at home on Wednesday night. And Paul says, I'll be hoping for an Everton win tomorrow night. Well, yeah, we will be. Yeah. Right. The man himself has joined us because he's now got off the bus. And here he is. Good evening to you, Pete. You all right?
All right, Tony Roly.
We haven't gone into the match yet, so we will do in a moment. And I just want to... I'll just give you what my thoughts were of this man. I'm just going to put him on screen now, you know. And this is what I said about him. And I just hope I haven't, gone over the top about this guy. But so there he is, Eric Ten Hag. Right. That smug has been well and truly taken off his face now. So take that, you baldy twat. Do you like it, Pete?
I would just like to say
yes.
that not all bald people are twats.
No, he is, though. He is.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I'm on a WhatsApp group and I shared my reaction when Joe Willock scored. And let's just say I really got I was off that sofa like a shot as soon as he scored. And then I was even banging the wall as well at home. So that's how bad it was. But and I thought, I better calm myself down now. But I mean, we came out for this match. And I said 2-1, you said 2-1 as well, Pete. We came out for this game. We took the game straight to Man United from the off. I thought we were the much better team than them. We could have been by half time. We could have been at least 2 or 3 up by half time. Willock had some glorious chances to score in that first half. I thought Rashford was anonymous. He threw his boot down in anger when his boot came off. Anthony is an absolute disgrace of a player. I don't think he's Premier League quality, in all honesty. No. Falls on the floor too much, shouts and balls like he wants free kicks and he wants this done and that done. He reminds me of Richarlison. He's another one that likes to shout his mouth off. I thought Dan Burn did a great job on him, by the way. Yeah. He didn't like being subbed off, Anthony, but, the end of the day, tough. But, first half, when we went in 0-0, I just thought, how are we not ahead in this half? Yeah. Man U came out. They had their first shot on target, I think, on 15 minutes.
Because they only had 6 shots in the game.
Yeah, we had 22 shots at goal. They had more possession by 8%, but second half, the game turned. Joe Willock got a nice header, puts us 1-0 up. Absolutely fantastic. Great play from us. And then, then we take Isak off, bring Wilson on, and Wilson pops up and gets a goal. And from a great ball from Trippier from the dead ball situation. Because we were just playing for time at that stage of the game. But brilliant Wilson's goal in off the post, thoroughly deserved. One of those Willock shots in the first half was when I can't remember who it was had the shot now. I think it might have been I think it was Isak's shot, wasn't it? And then it came back.
It was Isak's header.
His header, yes. Yeah, Isak's header was saved by Dea.
Really good save, and then it came quickly.
Kicked it against
his legs. Couldn't get underneath it at all.
If he just lifted it over, it would have gone in the back of the net. But it doesn't matter. I thought Willock had a tremendous game today. He was everywhere, full of energy. Dan Burn, I thought, was terrific. I thought the back four were terrific.
Linton and Anthony Gordon were good when they came on.
Yeah. Anthony Gordon was trying to get moves going. He nearly set up a goal, didn't he, for Isak? If Isak was just that little bit, if Isak was just that little yard further forward, I think he gets that.
It's knackered at that point.
But he was,
That's one thing. He runs himself into the ground. Just love it. And Joe Linton was unlucky with a really good save from De Gea.
Yeah, I thought Isak was terrific today as well. Again, like you see, he's ran himself into the ground. I think they all did. They all put in a shift. Even the players who came on, the substitutes, all give a shift. I think we were all quite surprised when Ten Hag made these rather strange substitutions. He brings off Varane and then he brings off Martinez. He's 2 centre-halves, and you're sort of looking and thinking, well, hang on, you bring on Pellegrini, who's an attacker, and then you're bringing 1 centre-half on in Lindelof. What you're trying to achieve there with that? Because you're just leaving yourself short at the back, and that's exactly what they did. I thought Wilson looked all right when he came on, and I don't want to say this in a bad way, but I think this may be the best position for Wilson to be a bench player because, 1, you can keep him fitter, and 2, he can come off and off the bench and do what he done today. He could be an impact sub, and there's no harm in that whatsoever. And I'm all for that. I'll come to you, Pete. Obviously you were at the game. Give us your thoughts on today's game. Our terrific win, by the way, massive win. It's a 6-pointer today.
It was just brilliant from start to finish, wasn't it? I thought we thoroughly deserved that. We controlled that game from as soon as that whistle blew. Man United had no answer today because it was that easy, and I'm just glad we got revenge on those Manchester twats today because I fucking hate them. And I really, really do. But just to get that win today was just, oh my word, just absolutely amazing. Again, no one put a foot wrong today. Everyone worked their arses off today. Yeah. Absolutely, they did. And that's why we've got that win today. We've got the 3 points today. As I mentioned.
Just a question for you guys. Do you think our press looks better with Isak and Murphy in the front three? Because I think that they seem to press a lot better than Wilson's done with Miggy. Well, Miggy maybe not so much, but I think Isak presses a lot better.
What do you think, Pete, to that?
That's an interesting one in a way. In a way, I would say it is. I thought, again, Murphy was really good. I thought ESM did very well today.
Yeah, he was unlucky to only have 1 assist because he set up Longstaff. I think he set up the one that Willett put over as well.
Yeah, he did. Absolutely. Again, no one was poor the day. Everyone was fantastic the day. And in terms of ratings, I think you got to score I think you got to score them very high today as well.
Yeah.
Manu was mentioned, not added the day. I thought Rashford, as you mentioned, was anonymous. Anthony, he hasn't got an end product for him. He really, really hasn't. McTominay, terrible. Sabitzer I didn't think he was at it. Delot really struggled against ASM today, I thought, as well. Shaw wasn't great either as well. I mean, I don't know how De Gea wasn't booked for time wasting at the time. It didn't get me started with that Bruno Fernandes because...
Oh, Goofy.
Goofy, yeah, exactly, because I'm sorry, the way he just whinged to that referee was it. In a way, it was funny. In a way, it was funny, to be honest. But there's only one Bruno in the Premier League, and it's not Bruno Fernandes. It's our Bruno we've got.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if we had come off that, if we had finished that game winning 5-0, that we wouldn't have been out of place in that because technically, we had the chances to win that game 5-0. I mean, you might not have heard Luke Shaw, but Luke Shaw said after the game,
"Oh God,
we didn't." He says we did not win that game with quality. He says we won that because we had passion and wanted it more than Man United.
Well, they can't even lose graciously.
And he said they're slating ourselves, the players, because they said they were not good enough today. And he said, this is getting beyond the joke now.
Well, they weren't good enough because we didn't allow them to be good enough.
Exactly. No. We made them look poor the day.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if it wasn't for De Gea, we would have got 4 goals.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. I mean, Roly, what's your take on today's match?
I thought that was just the performance we needed coming out of the international break. Big game atmosphere, and we battered them. I thought everybody played well. As I was saying, I like the way Jacob Murphy presses, and he does try and get the ball in as well when he's wide. He plays that. He's going to be hard when Miggy's fit. It's going to be hard. He's going to have to sit on the bench for a bit if Jacob continues to play like that. I thought ASM had one of his better games. Thought he called Dallo all sorts of problems. He was unlucky. He only got 1 assist. I thought he did really well to head that back across for Willits because it's a nice little dink. I forget who was inside him. It was one of our guys, but he got up and a nice header back into play. So he set up Sean Longstaff. He had that shot that just went wide. He set up Willock when he put it over when he thought it was going to sort of break the net. So I thought he had one of his most productive games. And he is tracking, like, you're never going to get him to track back like Miggy, but he is tracking back and helping out a lot more in defence than he had early in the season or previous season. So he is starting to adapt his game. I mean, there's a lot of the attacking went down the right with Trippier and Murphy, which was a bit surprising. But we just got threatening all the time. There were periods where the only reason we didn't score is because they're literally throwing bodies in the way. A couple of times where you thought, we just managed to get a body in the way. They never really threatened Pope. I can't remember. I mean, they only had 1 shot on target, and I don't think that was a difficult save for Pope. I do worry about his ball control because whenever they pass back to him, his first touch is almost a pass. It comes in. That's my only worry about him. But there's no real difficulties this time because he didn't have much to do. I thought midfield 3 dominated. I just love the way that Willett drives the ball forward. We just need his goals to come back. Did well to be in the position to score the goal that he did, but he needs to be doing that more often. I mean, I think again, Sean Longstaff covered the ground again. excellent defensively. Bruno was superb. Back four solid. I mean, what I say? On a side note, one of the joys of beating Man United is in this sort of fashion is having to listen to Gary Neville say how bad Man United were.
Well, it was nice that he actually praised us.
Back. Whether you like the guy or not, when he's criticising Man United, he doesn't hold back. So that was quite amusing. But yeah, I thought that everyone, even the subs, when they came on, I thought Wilson did well for his goal. I thought Anthony Gordon was lively. You can't. Joe Linton was great. So you can't fault. And there's no one who didn't play well. Now we just need to keep it up for 11 more games, and then we're in the Champions League.
Yeah, I'm just going to run through some comments before I get somebody in, because I've put the link in the chat there. If anybody wants to come on and have 5 minutes to say it, then just please come on. Andrew says, Pete. B.R. Viking says, Eric Ten Hag is just papering over the cracks in Chelsea and Liverpool seasons, making them look better than they are. Yeah, you could be right, actually. Yeah. Tanji says, just to think the likes of Joe Linton, Gordon and Wilson were fresh coming off the bench, which was nice for us. Absolutely. Yep. Ian says, evening, Pete.
Evening, Ian.
Same as Lewis.
Harry Lewis.
Paul says, off topic, 2 seconds a day, clock next lol. But Mr. Teeth. Yeah, well, I suppose the thing is, when me and Pete were doing the show this morning, I suppose the one thing, though, if with Klopp, if he does get the sack, I'm sure they could hire him in Cornwall because he could be the scone cutter. With those teeth, couldn't he, Pete? I can't remember who said that comment this morning, but somebody said he could be a great scone cutter. Blakey says, if today was McTominay audition, he ain't fit to lace any Newcastle boots. Absolutely.
I'm glad. I hope we never buy him.
No, he was dog shit, wasn't he? Absolutely. Liam says, it just feels amazing this stage in, I think he means the top 3. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Tanji says, Mark Goldbridge has called Ten Hag out today, said he got it all wrong. Do you know what? That guy, Mark Goldbridge, is an absolute 100% number 1 bellend. I can't stand that guy. Really can't stick him.
All he does is just sits in a green screen. That's it.
Yeah. Andrew says, imagine with us with Diaby and the Napoli lads. That wow. Or Osimhen in Carter Kvaratskhelia. Can you imagine that? Yeah. What a team. Lewis says that's got to be one of the best performances at home for a long time, in my opinion. Absolutely, Lewis. You're spot on there, mate. Liam says, just feels amazing at this stage. The season to be 3rd with a massive goal difference is just amazing. That's the thing. But goal difference is plus. It's plus 20. You know, it's absolutely fantastic.
No, it's plus 22.
Oh, sorry, 22. Yes. Lewis says David should have been booked for time wasting. Yeah, David De Gea. Yeah, definitely, especially in that first half.
I still can't believe that after all De Gea's time wasting, especially in the first half, that the ref had a word with Nick Pope over one goal kick.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't get over that. Tanji says, Rashford was terrible today. Yes, he was.
He was anonymous.
I thought Anthony was Man United's best threat today.
Well, he hasn't got... What I could say is he did well getting forward, but he had no end product.
Andrew says, Ten Hag's building a team of horrible, petulant children. They will be fighting amongst themselves. Watch that space. You know what? You're probably not far wrong. Lewis says, did the Man United player when he's arse wiped? Andrew says, all I need now is Peter to make the day perfect as a song by Archer.
Oh, unfortunately, Archer wasn't at the game, unfortunately. Oh.
Yamin Ahmed, welcome to the channel, mate. He says, I'm to go to the match today in Newcastle. Oh, did you go to the match? Yeah. Brilliant, mate. Great game on it. Tanji says, I thought Longstaff scored with that long range effort. Yeah, he was just... It wasn't far away. Liam says Gordon was class when he come on. Yes, he was.
He was.
Yeah. Was Willock's injury serious, says Paul? I'm not sure.
I've not heard anything. I know he interviewed on Sky after the game.
Yeah, he did. He didn't say he was injured or anything. I think it's just tiredness, because he ran himself into the ground like everybody did. I thought that another guy that did well when he came on was Elliot Anderson.
Yeah, Lewis, I'm so tired. Been up since 5:45. Not very great, mate. Gordon says, PD, are you doing a live show Friday night? Champions League, here we come.
I think the show will be back. I think it should be back this week.
Yeah. And you've got a food pick from me to put up there as well. So
yes, I do.
Luke Shaw's a salty see you next Tuesday, says Mason.
Yeah, that's
Luke Shaw's just bitter because he's 4'2", says Andrew.
4'2".
So if he's 4'2", that means Martinez is 3'3".
Did you see Dan Byrne and Wilson interviewed afterwards?
Yeah.
Oh, that was brilliant, with Dan Byrne ducking down and Wilson saying that, he needs to duck down or I'll need to get on my tiptoes.
I liked what Dan Byrne said in his interview. He said, as Newcastle, he says, we've always not liked Man United. And I thought, you know what? Brilliant. I like it. Said, Dan Byrne. Mason says, every time I watch Luke Shaw, he keeps putting weight on. Andrew says, the thing is today, Man U's level, they won't accept it. They're not as good as they think they are because them days are over. Absolutely. They're not as good as they think they are. ESM says Liam. Yeah. Tanji says, Jamie Redknapp, 2, always been impartial, 2, never biased. Yeah, he is, yeah. I like the interview because Joe Willock was doing the interview and he was just about talking about Eddie, and then he sort of like crapped himself because Eddie just stood next to him. And he was like, and they said, don't worry, it's all good about you, Eddie. It wasn't anything naughty. Andrew says, Gordon's fast with great balance. He will grow into a very good player under Howe and Tyndall. Yes, he will. I've always said that. Liam says, that's the ASM we need. Yes, definitely. It is. Any news on Willock injury, anyone? We're not sure, Liam. But I'm sure something will come out. He might not be injured. He might have just been tired or whatever. It might be cramp. Andrew says, I think too many people put ASM on a pedestal. He isn't a bad player, just not the player they imagined. I thought he tried very hard today and worked hard, but well done to him. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Andrew says, Ten Hag did get it wrong, especially his hairdo.
Boy, watch it, mate.
3 points on Wednesday, lads. Against West Ham, says Mighty Mag. And Luke Shaw is 4 foot wide, never mind tall, says Tanji. Right, I'm going to bring a first guest into the show. And he has Gordon. Hi, Gordon. How are you?
Yes. We beat them scumbags.
What did you make of the match today then, Gordon? Sorry.
Absolutely brilliant, Tony. Absolutely brilliant. Couldn't be more proud of me, Geordie.
Yeah. I mean, we should have been 2, maybe 3 up by half time.
Yeah, I was watching the game. I was at half time. I was thinking, why we not straight up at half time? We should be 3 or 4 half time. It wasn't for De Gea, would have been.
Yeah, he stopped them a few times, but all in all, we got the job done, and we got the 3 points, and we're 3rd place now.
Yeah, like I said in my message, I think it's possible now. I wasn't sure before, but I'm positive now we can finish our Champions League spot. It's ours to lose.
Yeah, well, that's it, absolutely. I mean, tomorrow night, Tottenham are away to Everton. Who do you want to win that game?
I hate Everton.
I know you don't want either team to win, really, do you? But
that's my line. I want them both to lose.
Yeah, but in my opinion, just because I don't like Tottenham either, I want Everton to win, just to keep them out, keep those points clear there as well.
Yeah, but remember, by the time Tottenham play tomorrow night, we've still got 2 games in hand, and one of them games in hand's on Wednesday against West Ham away. So, all in all, it's not gonna affect us in a way. Even if Tottenham won tomorrow, yes, they'll go above us, but we'll go back above them on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
I think the next 2 games, I think we get 6 points. Brentford and West Ham.
Brentford will be difficult.
Tough game. Brentford are. They're a good
very
side.
Hard to beat down at the Community Stadium. Very hard to beat. But
yeah,
I think that we're playing. It's almost like we've hit another one of those that form that we had in October.
Yeah,
because in that game we played as well as we were playing in October, where we couldn't stop scoring and keeping clean sheets. So it's good. I think that's the other thing that was really pleasing, to have that clean sheet again after conceding a few goals. It's good to have that clean sheet back again.
Yeah. Andrew's got a message for your Roly. He says, I didn't mean to be anti-ball, lol. I have a skinhead, but by choice.
I know you.
Paul says, ESM needs to be consistent now. He will have 3 bad games. Let's hope he's not. Let's hope he stays consistent now. And Tanchi says, hi, Gordon.
Hi.
Coffee says, hi, Tony, Roly, PD, Gordon and all. Hi to you, Coffee.
Hi.
Mag says, get in. Yeah, absolutely. Coffee says, I predicted us to win 8-0 and it could have been a similar score. Do you know what, Coffee? I love your predictions, mate, because absolutely class, mate. Absolutely. I want to know your prediction for Wednesday, Coffee, so get that in by then. Top 4 Defo says, Liam, ours to lose. Playing like that with the passion and intensity we have, we can give any team a go. Just need to take more of our chances. Missing too many sitters, absolutely.
And don't forget we played with quality as well, despite what Luke Shaw said. We had a lot of quality on the pitch today.
All of us Everton fans for one game tomorrow. Yeah. Andrew says, I had us down for 3-0, 115 quid. Oh. Blakey says, a draw tomorrow night, not the end of the world. We will stay above Spurs and have 2 games in hand, as they will have to come to St James's. Absolutely. Ari Gordon, did you go to DSA's, Andrew?
Oh, no. I watched on the TV.
Tanji says, actually handy that Brentford play Man U before us on Saturday, because we can beat both West Ham and Brentford. I'm a little worried about Villa away after that, though. Villa are playing well. Yeah, but they played against the poor Chelsea team.
The thing is that, I mean, against the Chelsea, I watched the game. They defended well, but they didn't look anything going forward. They did score a couple of good goals. I mean, the first goal was a mistake by Chelsea. What a surprise. And the second one was a good strike. But they were penned in for most of the game. And just Chelsea are just wank at the moment.
I can't see Chelsea get anywhere near the Champions League or Europa League this season.
And they've got rid of him.
Potter. Andrew says, Gordon, you were great when you came on as a sub today.
Oh, thanks.
Coffee says, Gordon's doing a post-match interview on Tony's channel. Oh, class, Coffee, class. So Gordon, I mean, have you got a man of the match for today? Who would you pick as man of the match out of that lot?
It's hard to pick because the full 11 were really, really good. If I get one person, it'd be Isaac for his work rate. That guy did very success.
Yeah. Now, before you go, we travelled to West Ham. I nearly said Upton Park there. Jesus, that's a while ago. We travelled to London Stadium, to West Ham's ground on Wednesday. What do you think the score? Are you got a score prediction for that game?
I'm going to go for a 2-1 win.
2-1 win? Yeah.
Why not? Why can't I go there and beat them?
Exactly. Why can't we? Yeah. Confidence is high. After this result, we're on a run again. So let's go there. Nothing to lose, is there really? So everything to gain. With
this Newcastle United team, anything is possible.
Yeah. Absolutely, totally agree with you. And but I've got other guests to come on. But thank you very much for coming on and giving us your views, Gordon.
Yeah, thanks, Gordon.
How are you, the lads?
Take care, guys.
Cheers,
Gordon.
Bye.
See you later, mate.
Bye.
So that was Gordon. Next one I'll get in is Lewis. Hi, Lewis.
Hi.
So you were at the game today?
Yes, and obviously I worked as well. I had to be at St. James Park for 1:15, but I was obviously got up very early because obviously, as you probably can tell, I was watching. You hate it, Peter.
Oh, the Grand Prix.
You hate it. I got up especially to watch the
God.
Grand. I got especially.
Lewis, I don't know why. Why do you need to get up to watch that rubbish for? Just to watch cars going round and round.
To be fair, it was probably one of the best Australian races I've seen. It was 3 red flags, 3 safety cars. But obviously, it's one of those things that, today was amazing. Obviously, as per usual, Man United was thinking about Shearer. Obviously, I was in the Gallagher, the Leazer's end. And we were thinking back, you turned, you're down, we're just having banter with them.
Well, thing is, so you talk about red flags. Let's hope there's a few in the Man United takeover red flags.
I mean, that's gone quiet, hasn't it?
To be fair, I know I don't, nobody likes Man U, but I got to give credit to David De Gea today.
Yeah,
Fabian Shaw was knocked out. He put his hands up to tell the referee. It took about 3 minutes and that, but he did wave and that, and he told the medics to come on straight away.
What did you make of the game today, Lewis? What was your thoughts on the game?
As you could tell, it was probably one of the best performances I've seen us play for a long time. And I just realized the benefit is we've got we're not in the FA Cup anymore. All the teams around us have still got, some teams still got FA Cup and some teams still got European football. Where we are now, we're in a brilliant position.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was nice to get that revenge on Man U, wasn't it, after the cup final?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, who stood out for you today? Like, who was your man of the match?
It's hard to say.
Pick one?
I can't pick one, but I'm going to give it to Isaac and Bruno.
Yeah.
Because that middle part was all Bruno, pretty much. Then Isaac, just being Isaac, he's one of I still love him in that. That's what we do, isn't it?
Yeah, he tried everything today, didn't he? Tried to get a goal and try to score.
Mm-hmm.
Unlucky with a header, great save from De Gea.
Yeah. I'm annoyed with Longstaff. I'm so annoyed with him. You had to sit at the score. Literally, if you hit it first time, it went in. Don't take a touch, just go for it. If you missed and you went for it, so be it.
Yeah. And then that shot he had just past the post, that was unlucky, and Willock put one over the bar, which he should have kept down and hit the target. He just leant back. That was the problem with Willock.
Yeah, just at the wrong time.
Yeah. I mean, before you go, we go to West Ham on Wednesday. Thoughts on that game and a prediction?
I'm going to go 3-1 Newcastle. To be fair, I did predict the 3-1 win to Newcastle for today with my friends and that. I'm going. It's going to be 3-1. I was not too bad. I was not off by much.
Well, at least we got a clean sheet against them, didn't we?
Yeah. And I got the game on Wednesday night. If you're in the UK or Ireland, it's live on Sky Sports.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's on Sky. Yeah, it's on Sky.
There you go. Little plug for Sky Sports there.
I thought it was on BT, the game.
No, it's on Sky.
Oh, it's definitely Sky.
Yeah,
okay, then.
Yeah, it's definitely Sky. Sky Premier League.
Or if you have the Sky Q box or your Virgin Media, you can, if you have the package, you can watch it in UHD.
Yes.
And
I have.
but I was going to say something. You want to say it, and it goes out of your mind. You go on. Yeah. All right, then. I'll just catch you again soon because before I fall asleep.
Absolutely, mate. Well, you go and get yourself an early night, and cheers for coming on, Lewis.
Yeah, I have to be up for 9:30 as well.
Oh. Yeah, well, make sure you get plenty of sleep.
I was to be fair, I was falling asleep in the match. My body just went nope. But at least I got a 4-week break now for me F1.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Yeah. No worries.
No problem. I'll see you all later. Have a nice night, everyone.
You too, Lewis. Cheers, mate. Bye-bye, Lewis. So that's Lewis. I'm going to bring the next guest in, but then I'm going to go through some comments first. So there's Mason.
Yeah, right.
And you all right, Mason? Yeah, I'll get to you in a minute, mate. I'll just run
Yeah,
through
well.
some comments, and we'll just run through some of these comments here. Right, where was my last comment? Liam says we have a decent run of games now. Don't see how we can't walk away with at least 10 points. If we take a draw to Spurs, we can beat them playing like we did today. Yeah, well, we went to Spurs and beat them down there, so we can beat them at home. Why not? Andrew says Chelsea were just wank today. Laugh out loud. Roly should be a Sky pundit. Blakey says, do you think any of us will win all 3 games away? I'm the eternal optimist, but can't see us winning all 3.
Why can't we?
Why not? Can't we? Yeah. We can beat Villa away. Why not? Let's go to Villa and let's put that hoodoo to bed and go and beat them, you know? Chelsea are just a poor side. That's why they got beat off Villa.
Yeah.
Liam says, I can't see us conceding. I'm going 3-0 against West Ham. Andrew says, maximum points in my opinion. Blakey says, I hope so. Yeah, absolutely. Andrew says, ignore them, Lewis. I love the Grand Prix, lol, but I slept till 11 a.m. Haha. Coffee says, I could have sworn I saw PD and Roly warming up in the second half to replace CSM and Mafinho. Blakey says, no way the Glazers will sell up. They're just going through the motions. Do you know what? I hope the Glazers don't sell up, and I hope they stay just to annoy the hell out of the Man United fans.
I hope he's doing an Ashley, like Ashley did to us. Just say, oh, I'm going to sell, and then say, no, I'm not.
De Gea was the best player, to be honest. Yeah.
Well, for them, yeah.
For them, yeah. Mary Port Mag, good evening to you. First time on the channel. He says, the John Sinclair Derby winners NUFC. Come on. Classmate, class. I love it.
Oh,
if you do
brilliant.
the channel, hit that subscribe, mate. Yeah, thank you. Brilliant. Andrew says, Graham Potter said to be relieved. He got the sack as he couldn't remember all the squad's name. He said, there's no way any man can remember 742 names on a Saturday. Lewis says John Sinclair will be crying. Liam says, do you think J7 gets straight back in? I'd keep this team for now.
No, I don't.
No, it'll be an unchanged team, I would imagine, on Wednesday.
No reason to change it.
Lewis says a half-time challenge. Bloody hell, that was amazing with the 2 people doing the no bounce challenge. If you saw it, Pete.
I did all. I can't remember off the top of my head. I had to try queue for the loose getting in there, so I might have missed it.
You might have missed it. So, hi, Mason. Hope you're well, mate. What was your thoughts today on the match? On the John Sinclair Derby, as somebody put it.
I'm pleased to get revenge over them, revenge on John. I mean, it was a team's performance. Played with skin, out with skin, and I don't think there was one Man United player. Well, people have been saying to here, but I didn't see any Man U player play well. I just thought that's the team. They're back to their normal selves when they were under Mourinho, Oli, and that German who I had last season. I mean, they went back. It looked like they went back to the normal selves like from the previous seasons, and that's I think Casemiro's basically the player who tells them what to do. Without Casemiro, they're just back to the usual selves under Mourinho, Oli, and that Ralph Ranić. I mean, what they weren't great. They weren't great today, and they've got Brentford, who will be I think Brent will be up for it if they don't do what Fulham did and dodge a bullet and get a player sent off. If they don't do that, then they could have a chance against Man U. But that performance is up there with the best of the season.
Yeah, absolutely got to agree with you. It was absolutely fantastic, and I mean, Matey Max just put a question in for all of us, so we can all answer it. I'll start this one off. He says, "Do you lot think top four was what the owners' expectations were?" Technically, I reckon the owners probably where we finished last season, we finished about 7 or 8 points short of the 7th place where West Ham finished for the Conference League. Now, I think they probably said to Eddie, you know what, we've not got expectations of getting into Europe, but if we can sneak that 7th place, Eddie, that would be fantastic. Maybe that's what they've said to Eddie, I think, and we've gone on and done one. We've done it a lot better because we're now third top in the Premier League. Roly, your thoughts on that question from Matey Mag?
I don't think top four was an expectation. They've always said it's a project. They're saying you've got to build your foundations, trust the process. I think that they would have liked a European spot. They'd have been happy with conference, but they just wanted to see progression, not being in the relegation battle and finishing in the top half of the league, I think was their expectation. The fact that we are in with we're in the driving seat for the top four. I think that's beyond their wildest expectations.
Yeah. Pete, what's your thoughts on that?
It's a possibility, isn't it? It's ours to lose now, isn't it?
And do you think the owners wanted that at the start of the season, top four, or what do you think the owners
possibly,
probably expectations
or any European competition, a cup run as well, which we got in the Carabao Cup, even though we didn't win it. So, yeah, so either Europe or anywhere in the European position, which is what we're on the way to do.
They must be ecstatic because
gosh, yeah.
Because they're saying it was it's a long-term project. We want to be challenging for titles in 5 to 10 years. Well, the way we're carrying on at the moment, we might be challenging for it next season.
Yeah. And what's your thoughts on that, Mason? Do you think top four was the owners' expectations or not?
It's too early to tell because of as I said, when they took over, they had like a 5 to 10 year plan. But I think just for like the first 18 months, top 10 probably, because that's where Newcastle should be. Look where we are now. I think I don't want to get the stick, but I think we're overachieving in like the first season.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
But to be fair, I have been impressed. But if we get Champions League this season, I'll be pretty much pleased because it was good. This is like our first full season as a block. We've got like 4 or 9 more blocks to get there. I think that block has already been done with like Champions League. I won't be surprised if we strengthen up in the summer. I won't be surprised if we go for top 2. If Man City or Arsenal step up next season or don't do particularly well, when you see clubs who have won the league have an awful next season.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the thing is, if we finish top 4 this season, that changes our transfer window in the summer because that means you get that better quality player through the door. Now, Pete shared something, so I'm going to pop it on screen. It looks like something from Rio de Janeiro. Right, let's have a look. And what is it, Pete? Because
look at the
it's
thing.
Paddy Power.
Bruno Fernandes for 99% of every game he plays.
Oh, that's quality. That is quality. That is absolutely brilliant. Oh my God. It looks like him as well, doesn't it? That is absolutely brilliant. I'm just going to head into some more comments here. That is great, that. I love that. Andrew says, report coming in. John Sinclair's been spotted outside Old Trafford, bottle of whiskey in the hand, singing, oh, Cantona. Tangi says, the only shot on goal Shaw blocked. What a steal he was for 3 million. Absolutely. Yeah. Gordon says, he'd on me are going to Wembley. Hi, Mason. How are you doing, mate?
Not too bad.
Yeah, the Heat Army on their way to Wembley. Absolutely fantastic, that, for Mike Williamson. Geordie boys are doing it, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Andrew says, Willock's maturing into a very good player, starting to get his man strength, scored a vital goal today. Let's never forget his 7 in a row that kept us up and saved our club. Statue for Willockino. Do you know what? I think he's looking great, Willock. And they even said tonight, Jamie Redknapp, why doesn't he get in that England team?
Yeah,
and he's right.
Because half the Man U players playing that bloody side, no wonder.
Coffee says the only difference between Ole's team and Ten Hag's team is Casemiro.
Yeah, that's a good point. That.
Yeah,
Casemiro.
Liam says, start the season, I just wanted a stable season, no relegation battle, but bloody hell, what a result. Eddie takes a lot of the praise for the signings. Massively overachieving considering last season, absolutely. Well said, Liam. Andrew says, I have zero doubt we'll be challenging for the title next season and we're going to win it. I bet you a pint.
Well, I hope you're right.
Or it'll be a sausage sarnie.
Sausage sandwich and mint sauce on. Needing 4 to 5 signings if we get top 4, says Mighty Mag. Yeah. Andrew says, Shea could block traffic on his head.
Is that guy indestructible or something? Because he always gets clattered.
He does, doesn't he?
It's a bit like the Terminator. He just keeps coming. You can't stop him. That's all he does.
Andrew says, because Gaz Borgate is an idiot. Blakey says, if we get top 4, the cream of the crop will be signing this summer. Absolutely, Blakey. Definitely. Andrew says, Gareth Southgate would get Messi and make him defend. Paul says, we are better than Man U. This was coming. Going off the stats, we were better than them in the final. Also, just couldn't finish the chances we had. Yeah, I think if Isak started that final, we would have won it. Our expected XG against Man U is the most any team has had this season. And another stat, Man U, for the first time this season, have failed to register a shot on target in the first half of a game. Liam says, don't think Maddison is the answer. We can do better than him. I don't know. I think
he's a very good player. He is a very good player. He'd give us something a bit different. And he'll provide more goals. He's a better finisher than anyone we've got in midfield.
Yeah, sorry, absolutely. I mean, he's he's. I know what Pete's laughing at. If Pete, I know what you're laughing at.
I found
you've got something. All right, hang on, then I'll get to it. Just bear with me one moment. I'll be back on in a minute. Hang on, I've just got to find this a minute, and then after Pete, I'll put this up as well. So I'll just have to open that up in a new tab there. So right. So what we've got now, Pete? Here we go.
Read the title: Rashford, Bruno Fernandes, and Weghorst against Newcastle. Young kids look like, and the player that's supposed to be Weghorst is Nicholas Bentner.
Weghorst. Weghorst is poor, isn't he?
Yeah.
He was poor the day I thought. He didn't out. Absolutely.
He's not Premier League quality.
Even Jamie Redknapp and Gary Neville was saying he's not good enough.
Yeah, I mean, he was playing at Burnley last season and did bugger all when they got relegated. Why the hell he went to Man United? I mean, Burnley probably couldn't wait to get rid of him.
Is this the one you were laughing at, Pete? The Shermanator?
Oh, that was a good one as well.
Yeah.
Is that the one you were laughing at, Pete? No?
Yeah, well, and that was the one I found to share.
Oh,
I just thought I had to
there you
put
go.
it on.
This is, well, if you want the Shermanator, there he is. There you are, the Shermanator.
Oh, wow. Oh,
That's
Jesus.
brilliant, isn't it? The Shermanator
Yeah.
of
Oh,
American
no.
Pie. That's Blakey says, now Madison is quality. I'd have him any day. Absolutely.
Yeah,
He is
I would.
quality. Madison was excellent for England. Yes, he had a great game. Paul says, seeing loads of people saying Man U were poor, totally bollocks. We pressed and broke up their play all game long. They weren't bad. It was just we were really good. Absolutely.
Yep, that's why they were poor, because we made them look poor. It's not saying
Andrew
that
says,
we're good.
we'll never get the credit though. And he says, and that's Matt Target, isn't it? The Shermanator.
Oh.
Oh, God. But no, I mean, yeah, all in all. Mighty Mag says, Diaby will be licking his lips looking at us in the league. Get that deal signed, boy. Well, apparently we're going all out for him in the summer. So, do you know what? That'll be absolutely fantastic.
I hope we get him.
Lee's joined. All right, lads, great results. Get in there. All the players deserve 10 out of 10. You've joined at the right time, Lee, because we're going to do this player ratings in a moment. Ali Coffee says there was a pick of 10 hag as a sausage, and under the comments, someone called it Wout Weghorst.
I love it.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh, brilliant. Wow,
Where did you see that pick, by the way, Coffee? Paul says, what I'm saying is no one's saying that we were good. All saying Man U were poor. It's annoying. Yeah, absolutely.
And we were good. I mean, we've been saying we're good. We made them look poor because we were so good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everyone said that we it was a really great performance from us. But yeah, Man United were poor because we made them look poor.
Well, I've got another guest, and it's one of my faves coming in now. So,
what's John? Is it the Man U fan? Is it the Man U fan?
No, it's not. It's not Sinclair, unfortunately. No. Nah, it's my good mate. Here he is, Chippers. Right, Chippers, you all right? Right, Chippers, give us your thoughts on today's game, mate. Come on, about that Baldy twat Ten Hag, because we wiped the smoke smell off his face, didn't we?
Well, it's good. It's good old karma, isn't it? I mean, you know, he's literally, you know, said we were this and that and the other, and he boiled egg with bloody beard. That's all it. Boiled egg with a beard. That's all he is. You know, he basically what he said about us is how they played today. I mean, it was the most one of the most one-sided games that you'll see against Newcastle v Man U. 2-0 flat at them. It should have been 3-4-5. Wasn't for De Gea and our poor finishing. No one can complain about that. No one can complain that the fact that we deserve the win. It's just a shame again that you've got Gary Neville coming out and saying, "Oh, Ten Hag wasn't back in January." Instead, just saying, "Now what the deal? We're beaten by the better side." That's the fact. You know, I'm sorry, but that Man U team was still worth over £1 billion of investment on the past so many years. So get that excuse out the way. Yeah, an £80 winger and Anthony playing for them that he took off, who was absolutely abysmal. You had an £80 million centre back on the bench, didn't even bring on. So again, all this shit about just, you know, give us a bit of credit for a change, because it proves to me that you don't need to spend the money to have a team that can win a game of football. And yeah, we've had investment, but like I've just compared it, we haven't got an £80 million winger. We haven't got an £80 million unused substitute centre back sitting on the bench. We haven't got a £70 million player and Sancho coming on for 20 minutes. You know, it's like, I'm sorry, if you look at Isaac compared to their investment, he had the defence on toast all game. He was a threat. His touches were just, the times he took the ball out of the air and laid it off and set things going, man, it was just like as if when have we had a striker that's ever done that? I know we had Shearer, but Shearer couldn't do that with a football where he could just take it down and take it in his grasp and just run. I mean, Maxi was very good today. That's how I expect him to play, because if Willock had his boots on, I mean, Maxi could have had a few assists today. Willock could have had a couple of goals himself, never mind the one he scored. It was good for Wilson to come on and score because I think he needed it. But again, it was a completely one-sided game. I don't think Nick Pope ever had a save to make, did he? I don't think they really had a chance in the game.
No. He had one space, but it wasn't a difficult at him.
When can you say that? We've played Man U and basically they've created nothing the whole game. They've basically had one half chance or something the whole game, which wasn't really a chance. It was a case of, I don't even know if it was a chance. I mean, it was a shot from a long way out, which Pope saved pretty comfortably because they had no power on it. But again, of course, that's the Glazers' fault, not the fault that we played well. But, the fact is we are in this top 4 race now, and if we can get something off Arsenal and Spurs at home as well, you can't say that. If we beat Arsenal and Spurs and we're finishing where we are now, that we don't deserve it, because we do deserve it, because we've beaten the big teams at home. And we haven't, if you think of it, we've got a clean sheet again today, so that's still 19 goals conceded in 29 games. That was 28 games. I mean, that's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. I thought Bruno as well. Bruno showed why he's the better Bruno today as well. I think that was the first time in a long time he's looked back to his best without his niggles and whatever. I thought Trippier had a very solid game right back. I thought the two centre-backs were outstanding. I thought even Dan Burn had a very good game against an £80 million winger. And if you look at our bench, we had quite a strong bench because we had Joelinton on the bench. We had Wilson. I was going to say Wood there. I mean, bloody hell, Wilson. We had Gordon on the bench. We had a strong bench that today. So, I mean, if touch wood, we've got 11 games left. We've got 33 points to play for here, so you can't rule us out of anything at the minute. I mean, apart from the title. I mean, that top 4, you can't rule us out at all now. After today, you can't.
Just a shame we got too many draws, or else we would have been further up.
Yeah.
We've only lost 3 games.
If we beat Spurs and Arsenal at home this season, we've took 13 points at home this season off the big 6. That's massive. That's massive progress.
The only team to beat us,
Liverpool,
at home is Liverpool. They were lucky, they just got lucky both times they played us, because both times they played us, we didn't have Bruno. For one thing.
Can I just say as well, has anyone heard from John Sinclair tonight? Because I know he did a watch along this afternoon with a Man U fan, but I think he's been pretty quiet since the game. I thought
he just posted something on Twitter.
Did you see the June review the other night?
Yeah, I seen that. I'm sorry, but John, you've got to disassociate himself.
This afternoon.
Who had a rant with him this afternoon?
I did about John as well. I had a rant about it as well.
You know what he says?
Tactics mates in today.
You know what he's just put on Twitter 5 minutes ago?
What?
No.
Revenge is so sweet, and this has made my weekend too. This is so beautiful, and I'll just leave this here, peeps. And then he said something with Eddie Howe in the change room after the game.
Wrong change room. I thought John was change room was the losing one the day.
He needs to get it sorted.
I mean, he had this up today, Sam. Right, I'll just show you the pit. There you go. He said, "Thanks, Kaz. If I remove the comment, then you can see it better. Let's get the comment and I'll remove it."
Oh, for God's sake. Really?
Hope you have a wonderful day, and may the best United win too. And he's even put a devil emoji in there as well.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, but John, that's ridiculous, mate. I'm sorry, you're not a Newcastle fan if you say may the best United win. Come on. I'm just chuffed to bits with beating them because I can't stand them. I can't stand how everyone thinks they're this and that when really they've been so lucky this season to get where they are. And again, we've proved today that the Liverpool game where they conceded 7 was no fluke, because if we had our shooting boots on the day, we could have had 5 or 6 ourselves. So
The thing
it just shows that they're not that good. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, because getting beat 7-0 by Liverpool this season shows how bad you are, because Liverpool have been pants this season.
Yeah, exactly. And look where Liverpool are, the 7th or something, or the 7th.
Eighth.
We're 8 points ahead of them. We're 8 points ahead of them. You know,
That
so
8.
yeah.
And if we win against West Ham and Brentford, Sam, we could be 14 points by the time they play Arsenal on Sunday.
Exactly. So that tells you everything you need to know, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at our fixtures, you would see, apart from Arsenal at home, maybe Chelsea away, depending on who the new manager is going to be, they're very favourable. That's probably the best running out of the other teams around with that we've got. So
Still got to play Brighton, who are tough. Brighton and Brentford will be hard games.
Southampton.
The thing is, I'll say is Brighton's at St James's, so that's why I would put in our favour, because we're at home.
Yeah, I'm not saying we can't win it. I'm just saying it's going to be a tough game because they're a good side.
Yeah, it will be. Brentford will be tough, but I think you can see us going there and doing what we did there last season and snuffing it out a bit and quieting the crowd and keeping my foot on the ball and touch wood. I think we'll do the same at West Ham. I think we'll beat West Ham on Wednesday. Apart from Rice, I'm not really worried about them.
I don't know if any of you guys saw their game against Southampton.
No, I missed it.
No.
They were pretty poor. A decent goal. Southampton hit the woodwork, but large stretches of Southampton had possession. They were sort of playing on the breakaway, but
I think many teams against us are going to do what Salford United did today and basically put 11 men behind the ball and just try and counter attack them. That's what West Ham will be doing on Wednesday. They'll try and counter attack them. As simple as that. I'm gonna shoot. I'm gonna shoot because I was only going to come on for 5 because my mum's way to bed. So, but I'll listen. I'll listen to what you've got to say. Then I'll go.
Oh, cheers, Sam. Andrew makes a good point here, by the way. He says that result today would have been seen all over the world. We've beat Man U and went third. What's more valuable than the 3 points is now people will be taking notice and players will come to us.
Yeah. That's good. Good point.
Absolutely, that is a great point, isn't it? And
the thing is, as well,
Andrew
right?
says, "Are you Harry Chippers?"
Aye. The thing is I'm just a bit tired. That's all. I've 4 days in a row working. I'm shattered. So, but I think as well, what could be key for us in the summer is if the way Leicester's situation's going with Maddison, if they go down, he's going to be more. If we finish where we are, we've got a very good chance of signing them. If you look as well, though, I just want to quickly say there's a lot of England players in the last year of their contracts this season. You've got Maddison, you've got Kane, you've got Mason Mount, you've got Declan Rice. Do you think these will be type of players that will be putting cheeky bids in for them in the summer for finishing the top 4?
Chelsea wants 70 million for Mount.
Well, they might not get 70 in the last year of his contract. They're not in the position to bargain with others.
Lee makes a great comment. Sorry, guys. He says, John might burn his Man United top now.
No, he'll be waiting for bed crying, won't he?
John won't burn it because shit doesn't burn.
Oh.
True love, shit don't burn.
Right, I'm going to shoot, lads, because I was only going to come on for 5 minutes and Mom's way to bed. So if you stay a show for a week, just give us a holler and I might put on if you send it. Let us know.
Yeah, we'll do, Sam. No worries, mate. Cheers, Chippers.
See you later.
Enjoy you, mate. You too, mate. Bye-bye.
Just answer to what Chipper says about Chelsea wanting 70 million for Mount.
It was me who said that, yeah.
Yeah, the problem they've got is that after what they spent in the...
What's it say, Pete?
Look at the comment from Newcastle Fans TV, what they put. Shut your mouth, you baldy twat, Eddie Shithouse Mags.
Look who's in the middle of it as well.
Oh, yes.
Steve McLaren.
Yeah.
Does he get any stick, Pete?
You what, sorry?
Did he get any stick, McLaren?
I couldn't hear any chants.
I couldn't hear any around the Easters.
No.
The only people who were given stick out were JR fans at the top singing about the Glazers. No coincidence whatsoever.
Yeah. Paul says, Ten Hag arguing with Eddie Howe over the Pope taking his time yet to hear was doing it all the first half with his goal kicks. Yeah. Exactly. Absolutely right. I'll just run through some of these comments and then we'll go into the player ratings. Blakey says, even if Man U and us got top 4, it's not a given anymore that players would choose them over us. We are a really exciting option now for all the best players. Absolutely, Blakey. We are. Yeah. Liam says, did you see Bruno's nutmeg on the edge of our box? He's outstanding. Yeah. Yes, he is.
Good.
AC Milan beat Napoli 4-0. Wow. He's magic. Yeah, he is. Absolutely. Lee says, can see us being third at the end of the season if we play like we did today. Well, I did see this on Pete's show the other week, and Pete sort of looked at me and said, So, yeah, I did see third, and I put my neck out there. Andrew says, he's improving Longstaff's game, quietly going about the jobs without really standing out. Assassins, lol. Yeah, absolutely. Lee says, give a big thumbs up for Tony and the lads. Thank you very much. Yeah, if you like what you see, then please smash the likes. And also, if you're new, hit that subscribe as well. Liam says, how good has Murphy been since he's been getting starts? I've been one of his biggest critics. He has earned his place in the squad. For me, he has loads of passion for the club. We see it every week. Absolutely. I was one of his biggest critics. Pete will tell you. Pete was as well.
You were.
But he's absolutely turned it around. Yeah, vacancies. Vouchfeghurst is a pound shop, Chris Wood.
Yeah, I agree.
Andrew says Murphy sleeps and breathes Newcastle United, as does Dan Byrne. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, yeah, Murphy's
he has company. In the beginning of the season, Murphy wasn't great. I know a lot of people have been screaming for him to have gone in January. I think I was one of the first saying, no, the people we need to get rid of before him. And he's improving, and he's looked really, really good in the last few games. You've got to take your hat off to the guy for the application and the hard work he's put in, because he's looking at the moment. You look at the bench we've got, you're thinking, well, if you want to bring Gordon in, if you want to bring Joe Linton in, who do you drop?
Yeah.
Whereas a few months ago, you think, oh, get rid of Murphy and put someone else in. Is Mickey going to walk back into the team when he's fit? I don't think so.
No. Paul says Cher took a few blows and kicks to the face today. Absolute warrior. Absolutely.
He always does.
Did you not say what he did to Goofy?
Goofy. Yes, when he got the ball. Goofy tried to get a penalty.
I thought that was Bruno at first, but for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought it was Bruno, to be honest. But obviously all Bruno, but somehow it was Robin.
Have you ever heard the way John calls Bruno Fernandes?
Go on then.
He'll say, Bruno Fernandes. Like, for fuck's sake, John. You really are a man, can't you? He's not really, though. But Burn took good care of Anthony, says coffee, yeah. Blakey says strongest squad has looked in a long time, and Mickey's still to come back, absolutely.
Yeah.
Paul says, I think Murphy has covered Mickey's position pretty well. Yeah, he has. He can't be dropped at the moment. Ian Toon Trader, hey, he says, you've seen United. Now fuck
off home yet. We were chatting back to them after they were doing it us in the Carabao Cup final.
Oh, while you're in the chat, Ian, wasn't many, did you see many Red fans in Tenerife, mate? In the bar? Paul says, if it wasn't for Rashford's purple patch after the World Cup, Man U wouldn't be anywhere near the top 4. Yeah, absolutely. Andrew says, not just against Liverpool, Man U are leak a lot of goals now. And he says, Man United are still great, only in their heats. Yeah, absolutely. Ian, we'll smash Brighton and Brentford, says Ian. Yeah, why not? Yes, I watched the first half of the West Ham game, Roly, but nothing to fear there.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Andrew says, someone tweeted West Ham were gassed out at 60 minutes. If that's the case, we'll do them because we play 90 minutes high pace. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. John can't burn his Man U shirt. It's tattooed on, says Andrew. Lee says it would be some smell in his house if shit don't burn.
Oh.
Love to get race, says Mighty Mag. Yeah, wouldn't we just? Yeah, it'd be absolutely brilliant. Billy says, let's call him right. His name is Cart Horse. Love it, Billy. Andrew says, people need to remember we need players like Murphy in the dressing room. If only for team spirit, it could get you 12 points a season. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Mighty Max says, I'll take that if that's the end of Fraser. By the way, yeah, it is the end of Fraser. Liam says, Andrew Anderson fighting for his place in the starting 11, but it's going to be hard for anyone to change the squad with us playing well. Yeah. I bet it was like Ten Hag Reef. Coffee says John should call him Bruno Fernandes. Fernandes.
Oh, you should call him the Portuguese Jurgen Klopp, because where I was sitting and he was looking directly to his Nashas were that bloody bright.
I just don't know why John calls him Bruno Fernandes. It must be something the Man U fans call him, and John's obviously picked up on it.
He's one of the Man U fans, isn't he?
Yes, a red, isn't he? He wonders why he gets stick. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I told him about the Carabao Cup. I said, look, John, you shouldn't be tagging your Man U mates in on a day of a final. And he said, oh, yeah, I did get that wrong. He says, maybe I won't do it again. And he just does it again. So he doesn't learn, does he? Andrew says, Bruno Fandango, Klopp's love child. Oh my God. Right, so we're going to go into player rating, so you can join in the chat as well and have your say. So, get your comments in and tell us what you make. So I'm going to go to the voice of reason first, Roly, and I'm going to give you Nick Pope.
So it was a difficult one to get Nick Pope in a game like this because he had nothing to do. Nothing to do. One save, and that was an easy one. Collected a couple of balls, did everything he needed to do. Still worry about his ball control. But because it had nothing to do, can't give him more than a 7 because he had nothing to do.
Andrew says 10. Lee says John was in the Man U end at the cup match. Yeah, so what are you going for, sorry, Roly?
It's 7 because he had nothing to do. He literally had nothing to do, so you can't really give him a high score.
Yeah. That's fair enough. That's your rating. That is absolutely fair enough. Andrew says, Pope at 10 for having a barbecue and 10 cigars. Liam says, 7, didn't have a lot to do, really. Ball control is worrying, though. Yeah. And Lee says 10 for Pope as well. So there we go. Right. So, Pete, I'm going to come to you now, and I'm going to give you Kieran Trippier.
What did you say? Captain on the day. Great performance. Set up the second from the free kick for Callum Wilson. Brilliant today. Trippier, 9.
A 9 for Trippier.
I was going to give him an 8, generally because of the just losing some of the ball, just losing with the ball a few times. That's what I was going to get. That's what I was going to give him.
Bit harsh.
Tanji says, give them all a 10, spite 10 hack. 10 says Andrew. And Liam says, Trips 10, outstanding, as per Cross and Unreal, very organised. Coffee says Pope 10. Right, okay, so I come to you, Mason, and I'm going to give you the warrior himself, the Shermanator, Fabian Schär.
10. Dominant performance. It's a game with him and Button. He had 2. He went down twice with I wouldn't say concussion. I'm just not with your word.
Head injuries.
Head injuries, and luckily enough, he came up. He still carried on playing. So for me, I'm going to give him a 10 because he was outstanding once again.
Yeah, totally agree with that. That's Lee says all 10 from me. Andrew says, did anyone else notice that Trips leap for the few headers? How hell did he leap so high? Quadrupled his height. Trip a 10 says coffee, share a 10. Andrew says sharing 8 a 10 plus 10 for bravery. Liam says share 100 out of 10, did nothing wrong all game, took a battering as well. Yes, he did, Liam, absolutely. So I'll take the next one. I'll take his partner, the Rolls Royce, Sven Botman. Sven Botman, I thought, had a tidy game, did what he needed to do, defended very well. His clearances, yes, he had that mistake at Forest, but that's quickly gone now. He's come back from food poisoning. So all in all, I think Botman had a cracking game today, and Botman, for me, he gets a 10 because I thought he was outstanding. Share cost less than Slabhead's left foot, says Andrew. Bia says the kick to Share's head should have went to VAR for serious foul play. Well, yeah, I thought with Bruno Fernandes when he went down with the studs as well on Isak on his chest, I thought that might have gone to VAR. I was surprised. Andrew says Botman very professional as always. A 10 for Botman. Absolutely. So we come back to the voice of reason, and Roly, I give you Dan Burn.
Dan Burn.
Big Dan Burn.
I thought a decent game. Again, Anthony gave him a little bit of trouble to start off with, and then he just muscled him out of everything. Doesn't get forward as much as you'd like from a left back, but we know that. I'd give him a solid 8.
Solid 8. Yeah, that's fair enough. Andrew says Burn 14. Botman a 10 says Coffee. Yeah, absolutely. So you're going for, and Coffee says give Burn a 20. So we come to you, Pete, and I'm going to give you in the middle, and it's Bruno.
Yes. The only Bruno in the Premier League. And he was magnificent today, wasn't he? He was just controlling that midfield. Did he get man of the match by any chance?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, he was all over that pitch today. In terms of his hold of play, the skills on the ball was just exceptional as well. Absolutely brilliant. Double figures for Bruno. 10 out of 10.
It's a 10 from Pete for Bruno. Coffee says, what a great tackle with his long legs on Anthony and Rashford. Yeah, that was brilliant, wasn't it? Tamji says, I'll give Burn a 10 for saying on Sky Sports that we all hate Man United. Yes, I love that when Burn said that. Bruno a 10. Yeah, absolutely. We come to Mason. I'm going to give you Sean Longstaff.
I'll give him an 8.
An 8.
You don't get me wrong. It's basically the same with Trippier. I'm a little bit harsh. Actually, I'm going to give him a 9. But people start to say he played well, but the problem is it's losing the ball a few times. Yeah. That's what's making us give him like 8s or 9s, but it's hard this. I'm gonna give him a 10. Forget the Forget the sloppiness. I'm just going to give him a 10 because he was outstanding today. Never, apart from the loose balls, he played excellent today.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he was. Coffee says Bruno 10. Andrew says, I missed that Tangi, I'll watch it later. Andrew says Longy 10. Coffee says Longstaff and 8 should have scored a brace. Oh, you're being a bit harsh, Coffee.
Yeah, it's harsh.
Andrew says, did his job spot on and kept sneaking into good areas. Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, you're absolutely right. So I'll take the next one, and that is, when it comes on the screen, yep, there we are, Joe Willock. Joe Willock, I thought he had a cracking game today. Yes, he could have scored 2 in the first half, and probably should have, by all means. But I thought his energy, he's looking to be a great player. I just wonder now if Arsenal look at him and think, do you know what, they missed a trick. They've made a serious error selling him now. Because look at the player he is. I think he's getting better and better. He's only 23. He's going to get better. And yeah, Joe Willock for me, absolutely outstanding. Took his goal well. And for me, I give Willock a 10. So 10 out of 10 for Willock as well. So yeah, absolutely outstanding today and did his job. And Andrew says, Willockino 6'4", 642 and a statue. So we come back to the voice of reason, and I give you Jacob Murphy.
Oh, I thought he had a cracking game today. His press was superb. The defenders never had a break. He covered back well, got into dangerous positions, got some good balls in. I'll give him a 9.
A 9?
Yeah, I was really impressed with his performance today.
Yeah, that's fair enough. A 9 and comments. Willock made man of the match, says Coffee. Yeah, absolutely. Right. So we come to Pete now, and I'm going to give you the opposite flank, Pete, and I'm going to give you ESM.
ESM, yes, I thought did very well, of course. Maybe not due to his cross a lot of the time, but the way he assisted to head that ball across to find Willock as well. I thought he caused a lot of problems, I thought, today as well. Hopefully we can just see that on a consistent basis now from Maxi.
Yeah.
Because there's definitely something within ASM. There really, really is. It's just would needed to be a lot on a consistent basis, but did very well, Maxi. Caused a lot of problems, and a great assist for Willock's goal. I'm going for the 9 for ASM.
9 for ASM. Yeah, absolutely. I'll just quickly nip into some comments. Murphy 10 for playing well above his own level now, says Andrew. Yeah, Maxi a 9 and Mourinho 10, says Coffee. Right, Mason, you're getting the main man, and it's Alexander Isak.
10. Probably one of the easiest decisions I've made with the other two, but Isak was just outstanding. Possibly my man of the match, because the way he was on the ball, the way he was going for the ball was just outstanding.
Yeah.
And for me, Isak, 10 out of 10.
Yeah, absolutely. He was brilliant when he came on, wasn't he? Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree with you on that one, Mason. Right, we had two players come on at the same time on 68 minutes. So we had Joe Linton and we had Anthony Gordon. So it's me next. I'm going to take Anthony Gordon. Anthony Gordon, I thought was terrific when he came on. He looked sharp. You wouldn't think he's come back from an ankle injury. He looked dangerous. He took the game to Man United. I was hoping he might have scored. Remember, he scored the winner against Man U last season for Everton at Goodison Park. But I thought he looked absolutely brilliant. He looked sharp. He looked lively. Done well. I know he was a substitute. He came on. I'm giving him a 9 because of him being on so late. He got 32 minutes. So I'm going to say a 9 or 22 minutes. Sorry. I'm going to give him a 9. I think a 9's about right. In all honesty. Everybody else agree with that 9?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd probably say an 8, but they did get a really good ball into the box, but Isak was dead on his feet, so he couldn't get on the end of it. But for the time he was on, he had a really good game.
Yeah. And the player for you, Roly, is this man, J7. Take it away.
He's just a monster on the pitch. His combative spirit. He obviously came on as a sub, but I just love the guy, the way his attitude, the way he applies himself. I thought he was being Man United's midfield hadn't settled anyway in the game. He just made it worse for him. And defensively, he was very unlucky not to score a really good save by De Gea from a header. I'm going to give him, even though he's only on for a short while, I think he did enough to get a 9.
A 9? Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. So we'll come to you, Pete. So this player came on 80 minutes and was instrumental in our second goal because he actually put it in the back of the net. You've got Callum Wilson.
Yes, Callum Wilson did well for the header as well, and I just hope it gives him that boost which he needs, because he has been in for criticism of him not turning up in performances. But hopefully he has recovered from the illnesses, and I hope it does now make him start to get back to what he should be doing now on the pitch. So I'm going to give Wilson an 8 because the header was really, really good. The way he just, it's a free header as well, and he couldn't have missed that.
Yeah, so you're going for an 8, did you say? An 8 for Wilson, yeah. Yeah, I think that's a fair enough assessment, Pete. Yeah, he did really well, and he took his goal well. So yeah, that's absolutely fine. Right, Mason. So the player I'm giving you, I haven't got his picture there, so I'm going to put it up on screen from here. I'm going to give you Elliot Anderson. He come on 84 minutes.
I think he did okay, to be honest. But I think it was like a little bit too late. So I'll probably give him an 8. He's going for the ball. He's going for the ball with decent. His passing was good, but he wasn't on for long. So only for 10 minutes. So for me, I'll just get Anderson an 8.
An 8, yeah, that's fair enough. I'll take the what will I do? I'll tell you who I'll take. I'll take the man himself, Eddie Howe. Eddie Howe, I thought, got his team selection absolutely bang on. Substitutions, bang on. Everything about today's performance was absolutely bang on. All down to Eddie Howe with his tactics. He did say on Sky before the game, obviously you would have been at the match, but he was asked about what he's changed around, and he said, I ain't going to divulge that information on TV. He says, why should I? He says, but I have made a little tweak, and they said, oh, well, surely you can let us know. And he says, no, I'm not saying nothing. So well done, Eddie Howe, for that little bit of shithousery as well to the Sky reporter. For me, Eddie Howe gets a 10 out of 10 all day. So it's 10 for Eddie Howe.
I'll give him a 10. I'll give him a 10, and I'll give him 1 extra point for the shithousery to bloody Eric Ten Hag.
Yeah, absolutely.
11 out of 10, yeah.
Roly, I'm going to give you the fans.
It's always difficult to score the fans when you're watching it on TV because you don't get the full atmosphere. But they were now. They got behind the crowd, and Pete is a mind reader because that's my score 10.
No, actually 11. Basically for my stand for shit. I was reading Man U fans as well.
So I didn't hear that because so you don't get all
what
that.
are you going for, Roly?
I'll go for 10.
You're going for a 10, are you?
Yeah. I'd be stupid not to. Newcastle fans,
exactly.
Give him 10.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You couldn't give them any less than a 10 because they were great all match, weren't they? So they were absolutely fantastic all match.
And I thought the wall flags display would look good. But they didn't. They showed you unfurling the flag on the TV. They didn't show it when it's completely up, but it looked amazing.
Yeah. Right, Pete, I'll give you this man. The referee, Stuart Atwell.
Oh, God. Not the greatest. Should have had words with De Gea for his time racing, not just Nick Pope. But the good thing is we didn't let... we just did what we had to do to win the game. But I'll give the referee a 4.
Oh, I think that's a bit harsh.
He didn't book any of our players, though, did he? He didn't book anybody, did he?
I mean, the Man United players were crowding around him all the time, and he wasn't buying it. Which is actually strong for a change. That's why I think you're a bit harsh. I mean, it wasn't great. It wasn't great, don't get me wrong. And that talking to Nick Pope after De Gea's.
He didn't have not the greatest of performances. But,
but I think 4's a bit harsh. Maybe
maybe 5. 5 then.
5 or 6, because he didn't put up with their shit out, their rolling around. And there's one time when Anthony went down, he was holding his chest and everything on the sideline, and the ref went over and told him fucking get up. And within seconds, he was up on his feet again.
Yeah.
So I mean, he was strong with Man United and the normal chicanery and buzzing around the ref and in his face and I forgot what you called him. Fernandez waving his arms and gesticulating and everything. So that's why I think you're being a bit harsh, because a lot of the times they normally give Man United everything, and he didn't. I thought he was quite strong. Well, I'd probably give him a 6. It wasn't great. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't great, but I don't think he was. I think he could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, I'm just going to rattle through these comments. Andrew says Maxi 9. Coffee says Mafinho 10, ESM 10. Lee says 100 out of 100 for the fans. They were excellent. Well, fantastic, he says. Yeah, they were absolutely. Andrew says Isak 10 for graft alone, sweats for the shirt, and very intelligent player. Yeah,
it was lovely ball through for Bruno to put the ball in for Maxi head back for the first goal. Yeah.
Tanji says very intelligent footballer is Isak, isn't he? Just Andrew says Gordon 9. He came on looking determined to impress. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Isak J7 Gordon a 10 says Coffee. Andrew says J7 9. His presence affected them. Yeah. Coffee says 10 for Wilson. Wilson 10 for doing what he done when he was sent on to score. Anderson an 8 says Andrew. So does Coffee. Eddie 10. Brilliant job, done everything perfect says Lee. Absolutely. Coffee says Howard 10. Andrew says, whoa, Eddie 700 was spot on a day for him. Coffee says, Eddie Howe did a checkmate on Ten Hag. Yeah, he did, didn't he? Absolutely. Fans 10 out of 10. Referee a 5 says Coffee. Andrew says, Howe would get an extra point if he slapped Ten Hag on the head. Rachel, good evening, everyone. Good evening to you, Rachel. How are you? Not seen you in a long time. Hope you're doing very well. Andrew says, ref for Spainless, minus 649.
Oh, I disagree with you there, but hey ho.
I like Coffee. Tony's channel 10 out of 10. Thank you very much, Coffee. Much appreciated. Tanji says harsh. I honestly thought he did a decent job, the referee. Yeah. Referee didn't give us fouls in the first half. Stephen Field says, you've seen the real United. You can F off home, Man U. Yeah, absolutely. Of course they can, Stephen. Definitely they can do. It's just a great day to have actually just beaten them, and it's absolutely fantastic. So we're going to be coming to the end of the show now, but it's been a fantastic show and, a great day for us to win this game. So I'm going to come around the table. So I'll come to the voice of reason, Roly. Would you like to let people know where they can find you on your socials?
I'm on Twitter at Pole67.
Thank you very much. Pete, next.
Yeah, of course, my channel, PD Proudlock. Yes, so feel free to check out and subscribe. My quick thoughts are out. I'm going to get the fan reactions uploaded after this as well. And we'll say the match review and the play rates is going to take place tomorrow.
Excellent, Pete. Thank you very much indeed. Mason, where can people find you?
Mason Ford, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, mainly on Twitter. Winding up with certain Man United fans, especially after the day.
Yeah, at least you haven't got as many socials as John's got.
Oh, no.
He runs through them. He must have about 10 or 12 socials. He's got like TikTok and all this. It's like, But me, you can find me on TonyTony31 on Twitter. Give me a follow. I'll follow you back. Also the same on Twitch, same handle. You can find me on my channel, which you're on now. So, if you're new to the channel and that's absolutely brilliant. Thank you very much for coming on for the first time and do hope to see you more as well. But if you like what you see, then please smash the like. It really does help the channel. So if you haven't smashed it yet, then just smash that like on your way out. 1 second just to hit that thumbs up. Also, if you're brand new to the channel, then please hit the subscribe. That is free to do, so it helps the channel grow. And the bell notification tells you when I'm live, have a pre-record, or any upcoming show. So I'm currently on 458 subscribers, 42 away now from 500. Absolutely fantastic to everyone who's subscribed so far. So I thank you all indeed for that. It's been a great day today. Fantastic to beat Man United. Any game that we beat Man United in is fantastic. To do to the team that we really, really hate. Not as much as we hate Sunderland, but they're on par. They're not far off. Absolutely fantastic. I'm just going to go into some more comments here. Lee says, ref pockets must be empty tonight, not letting Man U have their way. Coffee says, bye, Tony, PD, Roly and all. Bye-bye to you, Coffee. Great show, guys. See you later. Tony says, Ian. Yeah, thank you very much, Ian. See you again. Andrew says, I want refs to be like rugby, only speak to the captain, no crowding on manipulating decisions. Until I see a ref doing that, I'll not score them high. Absolutely, Andrew. Do you know what I would like to see from referees, though? It's not the fact of that. I think if any other players other than the captain goes up to the referee, I think they should bring a rule out. It's only the captain. And if you have more than that going up, say players, if them players get yellow cards to go and sin bin for 10 minutes, I think that would make a huge difference because you wouldn't get the players going up and surround the referee. And the only problem is if you've got 7 players that go up to the referee and they get 7 yellow cards, that's 10 minutes without 7 players. So I know it wouldn't work that way. But that would be ideal if it could, but I know it wouldn't. Jack says, what a win, Tony. Absolutely, mate. I mean, fantastic, Jack, isn't it, today? What a great day.
Yeah, welcome.
Andrew says, great day, great show, Tony and company. Thank you very much indeed, Andrew. And Paul says, fabulous performance and 3 points. Exactly, Paul. Andrew says, there's a rule. They haven't got the nuts to enforce it. Encroachment rules. Absolutely, yeah. Stephen says, today was a good day. Thanks, lads. Yeah, thank you as well, Stephen, for joining us. Mm-hmm. Lee says, Cabbage Heat will be upset Man U got beat. Well, he could. Well, thing is, we don't know where Cabbage Heat is. Has he gone to Leicester for an interview or has he gone down to Chelsea for an interview? He might be doing Chelsea and Tottenham while he's in London, and then having a tour of the kebab shops in a taxi. And he'd be saying to the taxi driver, which is the best kebab shop? Who does the biggest kebab? Because I want a big fan. But, all in all, it's been a great day today and a fantastic day to be a Newcastle fan. It's a fantastic moment to be a Newcastle fan, and 3 wins on the bounce. Everything's going in the right direction. Now let's hope we go to West Ham, upset them on Wednesday, and carry on this great run. And who knows, by the weekend we could be 14 points ahead of Liverpool, and the Scousers will be nowhere near that top 4 whatsoever. And I do apologise to Roly's partner now if she is watching this show.
No, she's not. She's not.
That's all right then, Roly.
So you don't need to apologise because I don't.
Andrew says cabbage seed will be drowning in kebab about now. Well,
You just want to say one thing about Eddie in his press conference after the game. They're saying it's 3 wins on the rows at all. It's really great because it's really hard to win games in the Premier League. So winning 3 in the row is great. The guy's so humble, even when we're winning. It's great.
Yeah,
love it. Love it.
He's absolutely brilliant anyhow. But guys, on that note, we're off now. I'll speak to you backstage. But till then, we'll see you on the next show. And just remember, who the fuck are Man United? Because there's only one United, and it's Newcastle United, and we've beat them today 2-0. It should have been 5-0. But I'll tell you what, I'll take 2-0 all day. 3 points in the bag, 3rd top in the Premier League. Let's roll on. Let's go marching on. Let's hope Spurs draw with Everton tomorrow night. Let's hope we beat West Ham and Brentford, and we start cementing that 3rd spot in the Premier League. But until then, guys, enjoy the rest of the evening, whatever you do, and goodbye from all of us. Thank you for watching. See you later. How are the lads?
All right, lads.